video, I will try to explain an idea to enhance the task management in Jira. So I created an Excel sheet which has an epics table. Each epic has several stories, and a stories table, each story has several tasks, and this is the main tasks table. My idea is that in Jira we have fields related to each task, but my idea was to have weights for these fields. These weights can be set in like in a task rules sheet, and you can set here the weights for your fields, and also create some rules for each field. For example, duration of the task, shorter duration, serve task with shorter duration. You can set explicit rules here by the team. So if you go to the task table, I will show how these weighted weights will affect the ranking of the task. So let's filter for first the task according to the priority. There is a priority field that sums all the weights of the fields, which is called a priority field here. If we go to the priority field, we see it's the sum of all the weights of its fields. If we filter this table according to the top 10 tasks, okay, in descending order. Let's go, for example, to this task, and we highlight it, and we change its duration to be like 2 hours rather than is very short duration. And we have a rule that says that short tasks should be served first. So if we put 2 hours and we reapply the filter, so we see that this task will jump to the first in the list. So another, let's take this task for example, and we highlight it as yellow, and let's change its severity, for example, for instance. So let's put its severity as S1, and also let's put its complexity. So here we have the severity, let's put it to S1, and we put its parent to S1 also, because this task is a subtask of this task. And let's mark it as blocker. So if we reapply the filter again, so we see that this task will jump one place up. So these tasks will dynamically adapt while they are running according to these weights. My second idea was to have an interrupt table. If you see, we have here an interrupt table. If we go to the tasks, there is a field called interrupt. So all the interrupts here are false. How do we make some task interrupt true? If we see here, we have a rule that task paused for more than 30 days should appear in the interrupt table. So let's put it now in seconds, like 0.0001 days. Okay, so now we see that it's interrupted true, and it will appear in the interrupt table. So the importance of this interrupt table is that it shows the team tasks that have been marked as interrupt and make them work on them immediately. This is very important because sometimes and we can use AI to mark interrupts. For example, let's say we have our tasks table, and we changed some tasks are dependent on the place, and we did, for example, a relocation for some of the team. Okay, so we can type our event like we did a relocation, and AI goes and searches for the tasks that are place dependent, and they mark them as interrupt true and put them in the interrupt table. The team should serve the task in the interrupt table immediately. So this is my idea, and I hope it gets your attention. Thank you.